Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United are set to make an ambitious move for Atletico Madrid goalkeeper Jano Oblak. And we are prepared to offer David De Gea as part of a swap deal for Jano Oblak to solve our number one crisis. Jano Oblak is valued at £70 million. We've been in for Jano Oblak before. He's a world-class goalkeeper. He's been a long-serving player at Atletico Madrid. He's been with them for around 7 years now. He's under contract with Atletico Madrid until 2023. He does have a release clause of around €120 million. Yeah, we've got to get De Gea out in the summer transfer window. He cost us the final against Villarreal because he missed his penalty. And De Gea had 11 chances to save a penalty, and he should have saved at least one of them. So I presume De Gea's been heavily criticised. Solskjaer was considering replacing De Gea with Dean Henderson for the penalty shootout. Dean Henderson's obviously our number one goalkeeper. But I reckon De Gea has now had his years at Manchester United. He's endured 10 years at the club, so he's been a long servant. A few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world, but in the last couple of years, he's made calamitous mistakes, and reflecting on that, he has become a liability. So I think he's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us. De Gea has made over 500 appearances in all competitions. And he was our number one for such a long time. Obviously now he's our second choice goalkeeper. And he has won everything domestically at the football club. At one point, it said that De Gea had made his transfer decision. It said he's preparing to leave Man United, and it did mention that Man United were set to pay off his huge contract. I think De Gea's got 2 years or just under 2 years left on his current contract, and he's on £375,000 a week. We named our asking price for De Gea a while ago. It said we will accept £50 million. I said there's a very good chance that De Gea will go back to Spain. The reasons is because he was born in Spain, his relatives are from Spain, girlfriend from Spain, began his footballing career in Spain. And back in 2015, he was very close to joining Real Madrid, but due to a fax machine on deadline day, the deal never materialised. Tom Heaton is coming to Manchester United. He's a goalkeeper. It said not so long ago that Tom Heaton to Man United is a done deal. It said he's verbally agreed to join Manchester United because he rejected a new contract from Aston Villa. Tom Heaton used to be at Manchester United. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could be sacked next season if he doesn't exceed expectations. Next season is massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Now, Man United will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings despite the Europa League final loss. The board have promised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 4 new signings. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy for 4 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. But I really wanted us to win that Europa League final. You know, if we'd have won that Europa League final against Villarreal, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have won his first trophy as Man United manager. And it would have been a fantastic achievement. It was a poor performance by Manchester United in the final against Villarreal. Like I said, Solskjaer made mistakes. You know, he brought his substitutions on too late. Should have brought his subs on much quicker. I think he brought the wrong substitutions on. Solskjaer also made a mistake by not taking Rashford off. Rashford should have been taken off because he did sustain a knock. And like I said, Dean Henderson should have been in goal for the penalties. But to his credit, you know, Ole got us to the final. It was his first major final as Man United manager. But you've got to give credit to Villarreal and Unai Emery. You know, Villarreal nullified us and Unai Emery showed tactical flexibility. Don't forget, Unai Emery has got a very good record in the Europa League. He's now won the Europa League 4 times. Once with Villarreal and he won it 3 times at Sevilla. But it was Villarreal's first major trophy. But these some Manchester United fans that are demanding Ole out after that Europa League final loss. But I presume there's still some Man United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in and they believe that he needs more time at the club. You have got to give Solskjaer credit in certain aspects. Because to be honest with you, I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done. You've got to say he's done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. And I think he is our best manager since Ferguson because he has brought consistency back. And you've got to credit him as well because he got us a 2nd place finish in the Premier League. So you can see progress has been made from Ole Solskjaer's first full season. You know, he did get us to the Europa League final. He also got us to the FA Cup quarter-final in his 2nd full season. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. We also went the entire season without losing away from home in the Premier League, and that is a record. Ole did well in his first full season, you know, got us a 3rd place finish and guided us to 3 semi-finals. And he has made good signings as Man United manager. So far he has spent almost £300 million. And he's got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. And I like the way he has promoted the youth. I do have my concerns as well about Ole. You know, he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. And his decision making also concerns because in a lot of his games at Man United he has been tactically naive. He's got to show tactical flexibility persistently. Solskjaer's now enjoyed 2 full seasons at Man United. He's been Manchester United manager for 29 months. So that means he's been in charge of Man United for over 2 years. Solskjaer has just under a year left on his current 3-year contract. But as you all know, he's getting a new 3-year deal. You know, do you agree with that? Should he be given a new 3-year deal? He won't see the deal out anyway. Obviously, before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells at Molde, And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. And he managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of this team grow and develop. But whether Solskjaer succeeds or not, I will always adore him. He is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. We did appoint him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We give him the job permanently back in March 2019, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. I think there was some Man United fans that thought we should have waited until the end of that particular season to decide or not whether he would be the right candidate. And some United fans in general thought it was a mistake giving him the job permanently. But if Man United do decide to sack Solskjaer at some point next season, if things don't go well, who should come in to replace him? We've got to get someone in with that big club mentality and someone who's got a proven pedigree. But yeah, Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in. The summer transfer window will be Ole's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And I think now he will get the backing he deserves. Obviously, our board have said they'll back him. And plus we've got John Murtough. He's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and we've also got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. So yeah, Solskjaer's come out and said that he wants 4 new signings in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. I think we can possibly win it next season if we recruit well in the summer transfer window, and obviously Ole gets the players he wants to recommend in. But on the other side of things, I'm very sceptical we'll win a title under Ole, but I hope I'm proven wrong. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That's 8 years ago now. I'm expecting outgoings in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer did recently say there may not be many outgoings. But the players I want to leave in the summer transfer window is obviously De Gea. I want Romero to go. I want Lee Grant to go. I want Jones to go. I want Williams to be loaned out so he can get more opportunities and he can gain more experience, because Williams seldom plays for us. He's our 3rd choice left back. I want us to get rid of Delors permanently. I want us to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. He's out on loan with Lazio at the moment. I want us to offload Nemanja Matic because I've got my strong reservations about him, plus he isn't one of our 1st choice midfielders. I want us to offload Juan Mata as well. And I also want us to offload Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial's been out with an knee injury for a while, but he's no longer good enough to represent Man United. There is good players at Manchester United, and these players that have really, really improved. Dean Henderson, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. Obviously, he's our number 1 goalkeeper. We made the right decision putting him as number 1 because, he's done well in a lot of the games he's been in goal for. And plus he's got that experience behind him. I think he's got a long-term future at Man United. Before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with the club, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to Man United. Luke Shaw, he's also very, very good. Enjoyed a very, very good season. But towards the end of the season, he looked a bit off the pace. Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Tellez last summer. Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. He's been at the club now for around 7 years. Eric Bailly, he's also good. But my element of concern about Eric Bailly is too injury prone, so in that aspect he is a liability. Not so long ago he signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. So we know he's staying. Harry Maguire can be good when he wants to be. Obviously Maguire has got ligament damage at the moment in his ankle. He sustained the ankle injury in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. Harry Maguire obviously didn't play any part in the final, he couldn't, but he did make the journey to Gdansk. He did miss the final training session, obviously, prior to the game. Wan-Bissaka, I think he's really improved and in generally is a good player. I think he's got a long-term future at Man United. Wan-Bissaka has now enjoyed 2 full seasons at the club. I think Paul Pogba is good. We've been getting the best out of Pogba in recent months. He does bring creativity in that to the team, and Paul Pogba looks more effective in more of an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. I hope Pogba stays at Manchester United potentially past the summer, but he could leave. Apparently, Mino Raiola has offered Paul Pogba to PSG this summer. I think there's still rumours of him possibly going back to Juventus. I said he'll probably go back to Juventus if he leaves us in the summer transfer window because he did enjoy 4 good years with them before he rejoined Man United. Real Madrid and Barcelona have been in for him before, so he has had a long-running transfer saga. Pogba's current contract expires next year because, don't forget, we did trigger that 1-year extension on his contract. One report said yesterday that Paul Pogba intends to stay at Man United beyond this season. Not so long ago it said Pogba could leave for just £55 million. Matthias Pogba, who's Paul Pogba's brother, he wants Paul Pogba to join Barcelona. Earlier on this year, it said Man United were set to offer Paul Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract, but it says Pogba was demanding £500,000 a week. It said we'll sell Paul Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract. As it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing, isn't it? Because we paid £89 million for him and he's enjoyed 5 seasons at the club since he rejoined. Mino Raiola obviously has been working on trying to get his client out of the football club. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes, he's very good as well. He's made a difference in this team. It recently said Bruno Fernandes is set to sign a new contract. He said he's close to agreeing a new £200,000 a week contract because he admitted he's happy with the progress of Solskjaer's team. So willing to double his wages because obviously on his current deal he's on £100,000 a week, and not so long ago Fernandes won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fernandes has been with us now over the year. He's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson and he is our best player. Mason Greenwood, he's also very good as well. I'm kind of sure he's got a long-term future at Man United. Edison Cavani's also good. He's staying for next season. Because not so long ago, Cavani signed a 1-year deal with Man United. Rashford, I think he's a good player overall. But I think in recent games, he's just been very poor. Hasn't been performing to his usual standards. So yeah, we have got a pretty good squad, but as it stands at the moment, it isn't good enough, you know, to win the Premier League title. Is it? Manchester United have got to get the Glazers out of the football club. As you all know, Joe Glazer will be attending the Fans Forum on the 4th of June. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer wrote a letter to Man United fans. And at one point, Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League. At the beginning of May, Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised to him. And he did say that the violent incidents went too far. But Solskjaer said the club need to take notice of the fans, because you can understand the fans' frustration. At one point, Ole was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protest because Neville had a lot to say on it. But the reasons we've got to get the Glazers out of the club is because they've put us in so much debt. And in general, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. The Glazers have been at Man United 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Didn't they? But earlier on this year, he says the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. And before that, he said they've got no intentions of selling the club. Woodward, obviously, he's going to be standing down at the end of the year because it got announced earlier on this year that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward because we've been very critical of him for a long time. You know, Woodward's had a 16-year association with Manchester United. But I think he'll be back in Solskjaer in the summer transfer window. You know, Woodward spoke quite a lot about Solskjaer, you know, since he came in as Man United manager. He did say at one point he believes Solskjaer's the right man to lead the club forward, and he released a statement regarding Solskjaer and the players, saying that the progress by Solskjaer and the players last season was clear. So yeah. Solskjaer is inheriting players from other managerial eras. Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Manchester United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. I've got to be honest, he's handled things very well. Disregarding Ole being a club legend, I don't think he'd have been Man United manager now, because we have enjoyed very bad periods under him when he was close to getting sacked. Ole is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson, isn't he? Don't forget. You know, the 3 managers we sacked since Ferguson was David Moyes, sacked him after 10 months, sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Despite him winning 3 trophies in his first season and getting us a 2nd place finish, so you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United. So we haven't only had different managers with different philosophies. We've overpaid for players in recent years. In general, our recruitment policy's been very poor. Spent over £1 billion. We must have brought around 37 players in since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. But we've made mistakes in the last 8 years, and that's why we haven't been as consistent as we'd like to have been. But like I say, a big summer ahead for Man United. There's a lot of players that Man United are linked with. I think I'm going to give you an update on some more transfer news on my next video. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very soon. Thanks for watching.